Welcome into the 2024 22 under 22 list. If you haven't seen the full list, head on over to MLSsoccer.com. I'm Kaylyn Kyle, Sacha Kljestan, Andrew Wiebe. Gentlemen, we all know that I love looking into the future. So let's look to the 2025 season. Now, we've seen the list for 2024. Who do we need to keep an eye on, Sacha, heading into 2025, though?
Wow, this one is obvious for me, Kaylyn. It's Obed Vargas, the young 19-year-old center midfielder for the Seattle Sounders, who now has 63 games under his belt at 19 years old. He's a locked-on starter for the Sounders every game in center midfield. He's got a goal and 7 assists this season. He's shown an ability to carry the ball through midfield, to dribble past players, but also to read the game, to understand how hard it is to play as a center midfielder at 19 years old, to process all the things that are happening around you and still be able to set up plays in the final third. Obed Vargas has shown that he has the quality. Now can he take the next step? And I think he can. I think next season he blows up. I think it's not long before he's making a massive transfer to Europe. He obviously has so much quality. I'm just sad that he chose the Mexican national team instead of playing for the United States. But I love watching Vargas play, and I think his future is very bright.
Absolutely, Sash. International soccer is definitely in Obed's future. My understanding out of Seattle is that given his performance, given his age profile, it's going to take at least 8 figures for the Sounders to even consider selling Obed Vargas. And just imagine, next summer in the Club World Cup, Obed Vargas, a starter against the biggest clubs in the world, has a big-time tournament with all the eyes of scouts everywhere on him. Where could that price tag go? He's an absolute lock to be number one if he's still around next year.
Well, speaking of number one, Andrew, let's take a look at your list because you do have him in your number one spot. Who else on your list should we keep an eye out for?
Well, Nathan Saliba has gone under the radar for lots of folks, but once he earned a starting spot for Montreal after Mathieu Choinière went to Europe, he has absolutely thrived. A number 6, a number 8, a little bit of a hybrid midfielder. I think folks are sleeping on Saliba. He's transitioned, one, from just being a destroyer to being a guy who can control the game with the ball. Over the course of this season, as he's gotten more and more opportunities in Montreal, he's taken more chances, had more assists, had more goal-scoring opportunities, and shown a level of quality that I think could really help him rise up this list. And oh, by the way, Saliba just got his first call-up into the Canadian national team. My understanding is teams in the championship have been watching this guy for a while. Who's another Canadian midfielder? U22 player of the past that's now playing big-time soccer in Europe? That's going to be Ismail Kone. I'm not saying Saliba is Kone, but I'm saying he has big potential. Canada and Jesse Marsh have noticed him, and he's set up for a big-time future.
Oh, keep speaking to me, Wiebe. You know I love talking about the Canadian men's national team and when we do well. But speaking of doing well, and I'm kind of disappointed because neither of you have Cavan Sullivan on that number 1, number 2 list. He's just turned 15, also the product of the Philadelphia Union Academy, the youngest player in MLS history to make a debut. Why? Why?
I mean, prodigious talent, prodigious personality. He has all the tools to have a massive career. It's why Manchester City is already reportedly sniffing around him for a transfer when he turns 18 years old. Cavan's doing it at the MLS Next Pro level, and he's starting to do it at MLS as well. Came very close to getting his first goal on an assist, by the way, from his brother, Cavan Sullivan. If we're looking into the future and we're seeing a 2025 where Cavan Sullivan is coming off the bench mostly, plays 1,000 minutes, 1,200 minutes, and maybe gets 6 to 8 goal contributions, all well within the realm of possibility, it's going to be hard to see him not being number 1, Sacha, unless, of course, his brother Quinn is number 1.
Wow, Quinn's got a much better shot at being number 1. He's already a locked-on starter and one of the most important players for the Philadelphia Union. For all the reasons why I said Obed Vargas is such a hot prospect at 19, starting so many games for the Seattle Sounders. It's all the same for Cavan Sullivan and the Philadelphia Union. 3 goals and 11 assists already this season. He's going to be earmarked for a big transfer to Europe as well. So don't be surprised if Cavan Sullivan is the Sullivan bro in Philly that's number 1 next season.
Imagine being the parents of the Sullivan brothers. Incredible to see what they're doing here in Major League Soccer. Again, if you haven't seen the full list of 22 under 22, head on over to MLSsoccer.com.